Bruh. Hey man, we here. We ain't have to kill nobody. We ain't robbing nobody. We ain't lying. We ain't fuck.
All right, y'all. About My Money TV, it's your boy King Kaos. We back in the building again. It's Barz2Bricks with my boy Mikey Swisher. What's up, Swisher? What's going down? We
What's
back
good?
again, man.
What's good? We got bro in the building.
Yeah, with our, we got another continuing co-host. We got a couple co-hosts that y'all gonna be always seeing on the channel. Mr. Peace himself, Chauncey Anderson, Mr. Nut, Peace. What's up with you, good brother?
Man, I'm, as always, peaceful. Y'all know my slogan, man. No beef, no grease. Grief, just peace, King.
Peace. Mr. Peace himself. And we got another special guest. We always let our guests introduce themselves, man, so I'm going to let you introduce yourself to the people out there in YouTube, man. Let them know your name and where you from.
My name is Timothy Moore. Everybody Far East call me Good Brother. And I'm from Mississippi.
All right.
Yeah.
That's what's
Born
happening.
and raised Mississippi.
That's what's happening. Well, I usually open it up, and then, bro, I just facilitate me. I'm just the facilitator here. This is your host, Mr. Swisher, so I'm going to let him go ahead and facilitate this interview,
Yes, sir.
and we'll jump in.
Mr. Good Brother.
Yes, sir.
How so you came brushed in with the law at a young age, right?
Very young age, yes.
You want to give us a little backdrop on your story? How you
from-
got
from
justice
the-
impacted?
From the very beginning?
Yeah.
Like,
when it
what
started
led
in
you?
Mississippi
Yeah,
and
what
all that?
what
Yeah.
led you into
The
A life
streets.
of crime?
Yeah.
and the progression of it? Because
Because that's important. It's important for them to know
progressed
where
at
you
some
started
point.
at, you.
And I'm going to tell you when the seed got planted in my mind as a youngin'. I probably was like 7, 8 years old. This is Mississippi, so y'all got to visualize what I'm about to say. You know how you watch your mama walk to the corner store as a little kid? You go stand in the stream door and watch her walk across the street. Now, as I'm watching my mother walk across the street, we had this neighbor. They got a place in Mississippi called Whitfield. It's like a crazy hospital. You get what I mean? Now, this guy, I'm going to say his name. His name was David Jones. You can look it up. He had moved next door to us, right? So this man used to beat holes in the floor, be all in the middle of the night. We knew he was crazy, right? So my mama tell me and my stepfather and my little brother, and my uncle, we had just came from fishing. I was about 7 years old, maybe 8 at the most. And my mama said, I'm finna go to the store. And so, you know how little kids go to the screen door and watch your mama go to the store, to watch her, walk across the street and stuff like that. So as she walking across the street, I watched that dude shoot out of his house and grab my mama and was trying to drag her in the alley. So my stepfather was in the back putting the fish in the sink, getting ready to clean them and all that. So I run back there, Daddy, that dude just grabbed mama. So my stepfather kept a 12-gauge shotgun right here by the door, and the kids used to know not to touch that gun so it could stay there. And it was for protection. So my stepfather, as he coming out of the kitchen came up through the house, and as he came by the door, he grabbed the shotgun and went on outside. But we still in the door. Now it's action. You get what I'm saying? And so he went outside, and by this time, the dude done choked my mama out. And so when he see my stepfather, he just let her fall, and he pulled out 2 butcher knives. You get what I'm saying? From here to that door right there, my stepfather shot him in the face. And I immediately saw all this just gone, right? So the ambulance police get called, and the ambulance people working on my mama, the police talking to my father and then my stepfather. So they put him in cuffs, right? They take him. My mama go to the hospital, so we at the neighbors over here house. And then nobody never explained that. You get what I'm trying to say? Like,
Yeah.
we still had to get up and go to school in the morning. And then nobody never explained that what he just did was wrong, or what I got from that was, at a young age,
That's how you handle
that's
problems.
how you handle problem. That's how you take care of and look out for your people. You kill about your people, because the next morning we had to go home and get dressed and go to school. And this is how I knew I was going to be bad, because in Mississippi, if somebody get killed outside, they don't spray the blood up like here. The blood was still in the street, and I spit in the man's blood. at like 8 years old, and my sister snatched my hand like, "Boy, come on, that's mean." You get what I'm trying to say? But didn't nobody explain to me as a young kid that was bad. So from that very moment, I said, okay, that's how you handle everything with violence.
See, he was planning.
And it took off from there.
Yeah, you know, that's powerful.
And that is a true, you can Google it.
No, that's powerful because a lot of people don't, you know, we don't think about a lot of the stuff that go on in our communities. We don't have, you know, situations where it's explained to us. We're seeing really a lot of stuff go on.
Traumatizing stuff.
That's traumatizing that get dealt with in other communities in a proper way. Right. But in our community, it don't get dealt with. It just go on.
And
it's
I
like
didn't
a cycle.
figure out that was the root to my problem until I went to prison and had counseling.
Okay, we gonna get to it. We gonna get to it.
Yeah. That's what's crazy because I watched Raising Canaan. I got caught up last night, and it's crazy because if you watch that show, you see how dysfunctional kind of their family is, right? But they kind of got their mother is dying, and then they was kind of having a debate, and then one of the brothers was telling the sister, like, well, maybe she was doing the best she can with what she knew. And that's how I look at trauma, like, in our community, right? Because we done spoke before about how nobody really deals with death, or they teach you about it, or when it's time, like, this is an upperable offense, this ain't an upperable offense. Right. So that's what I kind of got out of that. And it made me think about like that, like how the community really is. It's like really people be doing the best, because that's like us. We got kids. So, right, so say if we got trauma and we know one thing, then all we doing is the best we can with this. So I might be sending somebody out the house that's going to give you the blues, because that's kind of how it was embedded at me at a young age. Like, because that's used to be what we was told to do.
For sure.
Go out there, handle don't come running in this house.
Yeah.
But I just want to be a regular kid. Right. That shit don't matter. Yeah. Don't come running in here. So I think a lot of times what you're saying, like, it can be the start of something.
It was.
Because if somebody never knew how to address it themselves, then how they going to address it with you? So everybody really be hoping people skip over it and get to something good. We be looking for something good, but not knowing if it never get addressed, then what? We just somebody, we ticking time bombs walking around, but
it don't never get brought up again though. Like it never happened.
And
you go back to life.
You make a good point. So, you know, for everybody out there, if you know a kid that's experienced trauma in any kind of way, I think it's important that y'all sit down and talk to them and make sure they get adequate help.
Man,
and don't sit up here and think y'all can just solve it.
It's unhealed trauma.
And before we move on, I do want to throw this out there. It is resources in our community with people that look like us that do offer that for free.
Yes, sir.
So if y'all can reach out to us, if y'all got youngsters or children that y'all know need to see a therapist, they do one-on-ones with them. They can do group. And when I say they look like us, they look just like us. They think like us. They from our soil, so they do kind of understand y'all kids, though. But as all of us probably can, you know, express, it is necessary. So
that's what our platform
don't let your
kid
go. Yeah, don't let your kid go through if you know they need some help. Use the resources.
Yes,
reach out to us.
Please. And even if, like, I just think they need to be talked to, period. If they seen any type of trauma, you know, anything, don't just sit up here and be like, oh, they gonna get.
They'll be all right.
Don't do that. Let them please go get them some help and contact us.
Same situation. Like I just in 2020 I had to go through almost the same thing. My 12-year-old, his brother get killed. You know what I'm saying? And he don't even know how to process it. And I'm trying to talk to him and explain to him like, nah, big bro it ain't no coming back from that. And really trying to, and not knowing how to help him process that, man. It's real. And we got to understand that it is resources out here, and that's why we started this platform in order to help people who've been impacted by stuff like that, man. So even if you ain't been in jail yourself, but you get impacted by these things, man, in your life, man. So we appreciate that story.
So moving forward, like so this seed is hatched.
Yes.
So you move from Mississippi. You moved from Mississippi.
No, not immediately. the reason I moved from Mississippi because at the age of like maybe 13, 14, I got weighed over as an adult.
Okay.
I had stabbed this guy named, I want to say his name was Tavares Esco. No, not Tavares Esco. It was Tavares Smith or something like that. And I was walking home one night, and I used to take the back routes to get to my house. And I guess they was watching me. Like 6, 7 of them jumped out on me and tried to, jump on me. And my granddaddy had gave me a pocket knife, and he was like, "You use this, son, to keep the cheat up off of you." And I never knew what that meant until I got jumped that night. So they jumped out on me and tried to jump on me. And the first one that got close to me, I grabbed him and I stabbed him like, about 3, 4 times. And he dropped, right? And when he dropped, I said, "Hey, y'all need to look out for your guy." Because when that 30 seconds that they looked at him, I was gone. And then somebody got to shooting at me, right? So I make it home. I didn't say nothing to my mom. I didn't say nothing to my stepdad. I went in the house like I usually do. Like 3 minutes later, that's all I hear, right? My mom and them like, "What the hell's going on?" I didn't say nothing. Then like 10, 15 minutes later, it's a knock on the door. It's the detectives. You get what I mean? He didn't die, but he stayed in the coma for like 3, maybe 4 months. But by this time, I already got waved over sitting in the county jail with the grown-ups at like 14 years old. You get what I'm saying?
Lord.
And so he finally wake up. Because the other little niggas was lying, his little friends. But when he wake up, guess what he did? Guess what got me out of that?
He tell the
He
truth.
told the truth.
Told the truth.
And they let me out, right? So I get out from that. My mama was a nurse. My mama usually be at work early in the morning, but this morning she didn't work. I'm in my room, sleep, and this is what lead me to coming to Indiana with the story I'm finna tell y'all. The police and a nigga named Bubba dead now, and I'm kind of glad he is. I hate to say it, but I am. But they knock on my door, my mother's door, and said I had just snatched the purse. My mama like, "My son back there." I'm in my drawers. My mama said, "My son back there asleep." But due to the fact I was getting in so much trouble and my name was
Ringing.
anything that happened in my area, they gonna automatically say TMO did it. You get what I'm saying? And my mama was like, "My son back there was asleep," so the police just barge in with this bootlicking, nigga. And so I come up out the back room in my drawers. She was like, "See, there he is. He couldn't have done that." So they still took me, right? So when I sat in jail for about 4 or 5 days till they did whatever investigation they did, they was finna send it to the grand jury to see was they gonna charge me or not. So by the time my mama figured that out, she sent me to Chicago to live with my father. And that's how I ended up in the North.
Okay.
Yeah.
So in Chicago, what type of, was it the same thing in Chicago?
Oh, hey,
So
listen.
they say wherever you go, there you are.
Listen,
Yeah.
when I got to Chicago, by this time I was turning 15.
Culture shock.
Oh, my God.
Country to the city.
Listen to me.
It's totally different in Chicago.
My grandfather and my grandmother sent me to East Hammond to live with my auntie. When I got to East Hammond, I had an older cousin that was maybe 1 year older than me. My mom in Mississippi, my daddy smoked crack. Can't nobody tell me nothing. Oh, my God. I was already stabbing people already, and when I got a hold to this culture out here, I was gone. Full throttle thug, gang member. I was gone, and I was loving it. And yeah, I was loving it.
So you
We went from the south to the concrete jungle
Yeah.
immediately.
Yeah.
Trees,
With
outdoors,
nobody to tell
all
me
that.
to do, with
it's
nobody to tell me. Only person I would listen to is my auntie. My mother in Mississippi, my daddy was strung out on crack. Who gonna tell me something?
gone. No guide.
So what was the biggest difference you think though? Like getting in trouble in Mississippi, and then were you getting locked up like here?
In Mississippi?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I'm talking about here. Like
Not at
East
first.
Hammond
No,
and
not at first.
Chicago.
My first time getting locked up in East Hammond was in the wintertime.
How old was you though?
I was about 16 here. Yeah, my first time going to juvenile.
So it took you about a year to start getting in trouble here.
Yeah. And the police used to park off the alley for some reason. And I used to walk. I never played the front streets in East Hammond. Anywhere I go, I walk the alley. So I'm coming through the alley. They see me. They immediately jump out. I had a gun on me. I run. I ditched the gun in the snow. You get what I mean? I'm talking about, and you got to know up there the snow be high. So they didn't find the gun, but they got me for fleeing. They sent me to LCJC, Lake County Juvenile Detention Center. But they let me go when my auntie came and got me.
So question, like, was you doing stuff here, like, just to do it, or was it out of necessity? Like, what was the reason behind?
Oh, because I was a gang
thing
member.
you was doing.
I was the gang.
All right,
gang
so it was
member.
just part of the
it was just
culture.
part of what was going on at the time. It's right here, like 94, 95.
So how long did it take for you to adapt to that type of code? Like
Immediately.
immediately.
I loved it. I immediately loved what was going on here. The only thing I didn't love was how in Mississippi I had never seen somebody you grow up with kill somebody they grew up with. I had never seen that till I got to Indiana.
The back door.
The back door. I had never seen that until I got here. And when I was like, oh my God, they play it different here. You get what I mean? Like,
Absolutely.
and then I'm thinking in my mind, I'm not from here, so I'll be the first to go. So I didn't play no. I didn't even give it a chance to even get there. I'm up and I'm blowing it.
So how many did you deal a couple juvenile stints before your adult? Before you got
We in here or
Here,
in Mississippi?
We hear it
Indiana.
now. We hear it now.
No. I that time I got in trouble in juvenile here. Then I caught an attempted murder and they sent me to the county jail.
okay.
I was like 17 here.
So that's when you got stretched when you was 17.
No, I was 18. I had beat that case and then
Okay.
turned around and
Caught another
one.
case.
Yes.
Oh wow, you was
Yeah.
wilding.
Yeah,
So prior to
I was shooting people and I
Yeah.
liked it.
But you got shot too, then.
I done been shot like 3 times. I got shot in the KFC in East Hammond. In a KFC, I went and listen. We was beefing at the time with these vice lords because I used to be
Age, tell me
GD.
how old you was. Around that time.
The first
you got
time
shot.
I was about 17 that first time. Yeah, and because all this stuff was happening within.
Blocks.
That's-
This ain't a
that's
whole
kinda
lot. This ain't a
fast.
whole lot of time. It was going on within
that's
3
fast.
years. All this stuff was happening.
Right.
Because I got here when I was like 14, 15 when I got here, when I made it here. I ended up in prison when I was 18, maybe turning 19. You get what I'm saying? So all this stuff was happening in that little 3-4 year span in Hammond. All these shootings I done, it was happening fast. You get what I'm trying to say? Me getting shot, all this was happening fast. But anyway, we was beefing, and the way my auntie house sat off the alley, you got the alley, you got the street, you cross the street, you're at KFC, right? So I go in KFC, you know how KFC got them 2 doors. It's a door here, it's a door here, and by the time that second door opened, they was in there shooting, right? And I was the intended target, so when they were shooting, I go to jump over the counter and got hit in the back. So it just knocked me on over the counter. So instead of them coming, finishing, by this time the women in there, they screaming. So the 2 guys that came in shooting, they just went on through that back door, you know, the KFC back door and cut on out. Yeah.
So the stuff you was doing, was that normal, like typical for
Yeah,
people
that was
your
yeah,
age
yeah,
there?
yeah, yeah. Back
So
then,
everybody was
like
kind of
everything, like what the youngest is doing now. That what was going
In
on
the
back
90s.
then. We just didn't kill kids or women back then.
Yeah.
That's the only difference. Didn't nobody get hurt? That wasn't a part of it. Is what I'm trying to say. Everybody that got hurt back then was a key player. It ain't like it is now. You know, where they catch you out with your girl. Back then, if we caught you out with your girl, I don't care if you just shot me yesterday. If I saw you with your family, I'm going to look at you now, nigga, I got you. But I'm going to let you pass.
But
That was a rule.
This what I can say.
That
is,
was a rule.
But this is what I can say also different.
Y'all know I'm
though,
not
now.
lying.
But now it's a lot more younger females that's dropping the low.
Yeah, they playing the part. For
They
sure.
part of the setup. So
They playing
I'm
the
not
part.
saying it's good for nobody to get spanked, but if you
They
out
most
there
definitely
taking
playing the
shots,
part.
If
you
you
know what I'm
if you
saying?
out in the street, they made sidewalks for a
But I
reason.
can
See,
say
but
that's
they-
more.
Now
That's
they
a-
keep players in it, so
Yeah.
That
it's
was more
kinda,
shocking to
it's
me.
kind of getting
So
it.
was you? What did you finish school? Was you going?
I
to
have
school?
never done a day in high school.
So you was uneducated.
Yeah, for sure.
And you was out.
I could barely read. A guy in prison named and I love him
We'll
to this day.
get there.
Yeah.
Let's transition.
Yeah.
Let's transition.
Yeah.
So you fail at 18, right?
Yeah.
You fail at 18. Boom. So when you fail, you totally clueless. You don't know nothing. Why you just fit in with prison?
What you mean?
Like you didn't start reading.
See, listen, I had went to juvenile twice in Mississippi, which y'all call boys school.
All right.
They call it boot camp in Mississippi, but I went to juvenile twice
All right.
at the age of 12 and 13 in Mississippi already. Way before I caught the stabbing and the shooting in Mississippi, because I shot people in Mississippi too. My name was just a lot.
With violence.
Yes, in the South. That's how you handle things back in my day, because that's what I saw.
Mm-hmm.
You get what I'm trying to say? But go ahead.
Yeah. So when you failed, so where'd you get shipped to?
Wabash.
Wabash.
Well,
right.
first to that one place.
RDC.
RDC,
Yeah,
yeah,
and then you went
yeah.
to Wabash.
Yes.
So when you was at Wabash, did stuff start clicking to you? Like, man, I need to change, or
Not immediately. Oh no, not immediately.
where did you go through? What started your transformation into the man you
I'm
you
talking to
became?
some of the elders.
Okay.
You know.
Was it a spiritual journey?
Listen, it was weird at first. One of the elders, I think I was there about 2 months, maybe 3 months. And I was sitting at this table, and I'll never forget this. This man gonna look at me and say, "Hey, young Mo," because I wasn't the Mo, I ain't know nothing about that at the time. He said, this where we get the white people back at. I said, "What you mean?" He said, "This where you get the white people back. This where you get your revenge." I said, "What you mean?" He said, "Every opportunity I get, I fuck him in the ass." I got up and got away from that table, bro. I said, I don't want to talk to this nigga no more.
Yeah.
You get what I mean?
Yeah.
Because that's what he told me. That's what the old nigga tried to put
I
in
ain't
my
see the story
mind.
going that way. I thought he was
No.
about to say like education.
No.
Yeah.
Story
So
took the
anybody
turn.
that was linked to him, I didn't want to be around none of them.
Yeah.
So I got to, and my daddy, because my daddy and my uncle, all of them been in prison. So I got to looking for the elders that didn't mess with them.
You fit the description.
Yeah. I said, oh Lord.
But I say that though, sometimes you gotta go through when you don't know what you want in life, sometimes you gotta go through what you don't want and it'll push you right to where you need to be.
Yeah, man.
You know what I mean? Like that's kinda how my life was too, just far as you can't put your finger on it. And that's kinda like people saying and doing weird stuff.
Yeah, that was just weird
steady
to me.
pushing you this
I
way.
ain't never
and
seen
it'll-
no shit like that before.
It'll push you right into the people that you need to be.
Yeah.
Say, I don't know if he speaking metaphorically or not, but
Nah,
I
that
don't
nigga,
like
he
that.
He meant that.
So who gave you the breakthrough? Like, what was the breakthrough for you to be like, man, I'm like, I need to be somebody different. Like,
I ain't
gotta
trying
do
to be
something
violent no more. I
Yeah,
ain't.
so we flipping the page now. We want to know what's leading you into the good brother.
Like
Like now that
I was in the hole. Remember I was just telling y'all before we went live how I beat the COs up and all that. And a guy named LB, not L, is it LB? No, HB, Earl Ballard. But he was the old hair, but it was two HBs. But I'm talking about the older HB. I was on the shoe, and he was like a range tenant. And he came through and said, "Hey, young Mo." I said, "What's up, HB?" Because I was always happy to see him. He said, "You got 30 years." He said, "I've been here 30. He said, "You need to stop bitching like you got life before you catch life." And at that moment, a light went on in my head. That's what he told me. You need to stop doing what you doing in here like you got life before you catch life. But how you going to tell somebody that's 18, 19, 20, 21 with a 30-year bit that ain't life?
Right. For sure.
So
I
when
was
the light went off,
19 with
You ain't
50.
even, you ain't even lived 30 years yet.
once the light went off, though, what that looked like?
It's another old dude named Big Will and Sam Jones who I was finna try to tell you about. They taught me how to read and stuff like that. Big Will was the head dude over the education program with this little short European lady, and he got me in GED classes and stuff like that. And then people started giving me books, and after the end, it was like I was just
Thirsty.
hungry. Yeah.
You start thirsty.
Yeah,
So
I
you
was
start
hungry for
developing a passion for cutting hair.
Not immediately. I didn't know nothing about cutting hair, but I was ready to go home. So when they brought the barber program down there, I wanted that time cut. But when I went in there, come to find out I was good at it. So I just roll with it.
You
And
roll
I'm
with
glad I did, because I got my license in there, and shoot, I'm still free 16 years later.
Yeah, we hear
I ain't
about that.
had a
We hear
hiccup.
that a lot. Like a lot of people fall into something that they ain't even know,
I ain't even
and
know
they
I
take it
had it in
somewhere
me.
else. Yeah.
Yeah.
You just
So,
been.
So I got a question for you, because through all the like hardships you said you've been through, all the violence, you know what I mean? Like, to know you, somebody wouldn't know that. Like when you go to the barbershop, like out of everybody in there, you know, you got the bubbly personality. You a people person. You speak.
It wasn't always like that.
Now what I'm saying is, how did you get to that point? Because you always like, he one of them people. He called everybody, "How you doing, Mister This or Mrs. That?" Like he real polite.
I don't care if you're young. I still call you.
Yeah.
Still,
So what led to that portion? Because like, I get it. Because even for me, the way I speak now, like growing up,
I got tired of seeing it.
I was rough
bro.
around the edges.
I got
you know
tired
what
of
I mean?
seeing it. Like,
Seeing
keeping
what?
it real.
Seeing what?
I used to wouldn't even watch boxing. You get what I'm saying? I used to wouldn't even watch boxing on TV because I'd seen and done so much violence I didn't want it. And that's why when I got a hold to Islam and it got to talking about peace, that's what I wanted.
Okay.
That makes sense?
Yeah. So
That's what I wanted.
That was your light, Islam.
Peace, yeah.
Yeah, that's so.
Because
that
when
started
somebody
trans-
explained it to me, all it means is peace. Because all these years that I didn't know that that's what I was searching for. That's what I was searching for, just peace. I just want to be still.
Right.
Where I ain't got to kill nobody or somebody trying to kill me.
Right. So during your journey, do you feel like DLC helped
Saved my life, yes.
Okay, but do you feel like they prepared you for what was to come out
Life
here in the world?
outside of that.
Not the actual DOC, no.
Right.
Other people that had got out of prison and came back, they prepared me for the trickery and the traps that be set out here for people that had been in prison.
Right.
It wasn't the DOC itself because ain't no
Re-entry.
it ain't no re-entry or it ain't no
Rehabilitation.
real character building skills in there. You got to really do that yourself, your own self-studying and things of that nature.
For sure.
You got to set your mind to like, I'm never going back there. Or this happened to me too when I was in there. You know how you having conversations with the elders and they laughing, but you know they laughing at you? I said, I don't never want to feel like that no more. So I wanted to learn their jargon. The books they was reading, I want to read them books too, so I don't never feel like that no more. Like, I know they laughing at me.
Drop a jewel on us. What? Give us a good book to read. What?
That helped me.
Yeah.
And y'all may not believe this, but any of them chicken noodle soup books. You know the books I'm talking about?
Yeah, I know exactly what
I used to devour them books.
Yeah.
Any of them chicken noodle books. I can't remember the author who wrote them books, but when I was on the shoe, them books
We
got
gonna
me
put
through
that
that
up,
2.5 years.
Put that up there, bro.
Them books there got me through them 2.5 years in a cell, 24 hours a day by yourself.
You was reflecting and reading.
Yes.
And transforming.
And one morning, I got up in the mirror, on the shoe, and said, what kind of man I want to be? I asked myself that. Like, do I want to continue to be the man that's hurting people and getting hurt, or do I want to be the man that's helping people and trying to be a solution to the problem? And at that moment, I said, I'm going to be a help. Because right after I got off the shoe, I got the devour and education, anger management, the counseling that I was just telling you about. I went and seek counseling to see what the root of my problem, what is wrong with me. Because I'm knowing this is not normal.
Right.
So did the path stay steady? You know, like once you start doing what you needed to do, did it stay steady? Like,
Yes, because I had already put so much work in the beginning where the guards used to tell the new guards to leave me alone. You get what I'm trying to say? And I ain't never really had problems with the inmates because.
But sometimes your own mind work against you. Like, you know, like for me, my mind used to work against me. Not like to where I done none, but I was in positions, like I said, most of my life where growing up young or coming through the system, I was always affiliated. Right? So I was always
in the action.
I could always,
Yeah.
but I'm saying that to say I could always control the environment. So if you too much noise. Like I said before, like just keep the temperament a certain way. But when I went back this last time, I had imagine getting 30 at 30.
Oh my God.
So I knew what that felt like.
Lord
So I knew what I had to do, not to do, so I ain't be a part of nothing. Cause I'm gonna go home.
Mm-hmm.
So all that noise and people tripping and you bullying him, like that type of time where I usually get active, I got shit on my hands. They used to throw me off knowing that all I had to do was say something and it'd be, that's what I mean, like mind working. Because you have to start putting up with more stuff the more that you get into a certain lane.
And you trying to go home.
You can't save everybody. So I'm saying that you go through, you know what I mean? You respected by the guards, you respected by the inmates, but then now you like, I want to go home.
My last four and a half years, bone. Bone. We laughing every day. Drinking hooch. I ain't gonna lie to you. That's how I made it home, Not getting involved in nothing. Mm-hmm. And always got something positive to say.
Right.
Like you like
now. I am now.
Yeah,
that's what it was.
So
especially after I started learning.
So when you came home, what did you know you was gonna go ahead and cut hair?
Yeah, my sister already had me a job.
Okay.
She had already bought my because I was hustling in prison, like we all do sometimes. And for about 3.5 years, I had the level 3 side on the herbal side. You get what I mean? And I was sending home money. My auntie came and visited me one time. Like, boy, where all these money yours coming from all over Indiana? I said, TT, don't worry about it. You can have that. But I had sent my sister a lot of money. And the only thing I got out of that money I sent her was a clipper set and a job. Because she was out here living. She had to pay bills, so I wasn't mad about that. You get what I mean? And she took me on 38th and Millhofer to Second Chance Barbershop. And I've been with them ever since, almost. Give or take a couple years.
For sure.
I went and got me a job. Because I wanted to know how that feel to have a job because I never worked for nobody.
That was part of what I did,
and I'm 46 years
I
old. Never had
a
a job day in my life.
I moved a lot growing up. So I told myself when I got out,
don't get a
because
job.
Pendleton was the longest address that I ever had. So I said I wanted to have something longer than I had that address.
Right.
So I challenged myself because I got my job before I bought my house. But I was like, I'm gonna keep this job longer than I had that address. I didn't want that to be the longest thing that I had was that address. So that was like the challenge for me though. Right. And I know bro pushing you forward to out. So I just want to ask a quick question back inside real quick before I pass it back to bro. Because I want to know, like, once you start reading and you could understand, because with reading come comprehension.
Right.
So then how did that feel knowing that, hey, right now people was laughing and you couldn't catch it at first. You the butt of the joke, but now you can comprehend and you can understand some of the slick talk and being able to enjoy books and grasp them. Right. How did that? Could you tell that difference? Like just being.
Say that one more time.
Or I'm saying, when you first pick up books and you're trying to read, you run across words you can't really comprehend.
Right.
But then you get to a point to where now it's just fluent. Everything you read and you kind of understand it.
Right.
Like spit it back.
Yeah, like how did that feel once you was like, damn, I get it now. Okay.
I started using it. And what I mean is, I turned into the elders that was talking about me. I mean, not talking about me, but was laughing at me. Because them elders that was laughing at me, they was trying to get me to straighten up. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I turned into that. You couldn't even be around me if you wasn't in some kind of educational program. Nigga, pull your pants up. Man, more bass head, man, I need to do this. More bass head, I need to do that.
Okay, so you found out they really wasn't making fun of you. They was trying to get you to bump straight.
That's exactly what it was. I turned into them.
So that had to be a good feeling to understand, hey, I really wanted to stab you. I thought y'all was on some BS. Then I found out y'all really love me.
Nah, for real,
man. That's a good thing, because that could have went left.
For real. Fast.
That could have went left.
Yeah, for real, especially in there.
Pass it back to bro. I just wanted to know how that worked out.
So now that you came home, how are you giving back to the community now?
I just tell my story. I use my barber chair as my pulpit.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, every youngin' that's willing to listen. I reach some, I don't reach some. Yeah. But I have reached a lot over the years.
What would be your main focal point with them? How do you?
Now that's dope. But
I talk to them in a language that they can understand.
Where's that barbershop at again? Just so they, so you know.
30th and German Church. 2915 German Church, Second Chance Barbershop.
Okay.
All right, then let me throw this in there, man, because to me, right, good brother he's an unsung hero.
Yes, sir.
So
that's where I was getting to.
So like how I said,
That's why I wanted to know where it was at.
forever, right? People didn't know what I
you was
did,
doing,
but you
right.
know what I do, right? Because I'm gonna say it like this: this how me and good brother got connected the way that we are. Outside of he was already cutting me. He was already cutting my hair. He heard me doing my job on the phone. And then he is like, man, you, and I explained to him what I do. And he was like, man, I wouldn't do it, but let me know if in any way I can help you, right? So moving forward, right, all my fellas who job interviews, school, all that, he cuts their hair for free, right? And
the community.
Yeah, I have never asked him
Yeah.
for a free haircut or
community.
nothing. I pay. He cut my kids' hair. I make sure that I pay him right,
For sure.
and that's that resource of what he do for them fellas. And then I give him heads up. Hey, this who coming?
I don't
Right.
book nobody that they may be in tour with, cause I cut the floor. You know what I mean? And I know all of the guys he know. I know. We made connections since then to the main little guys that could stop it
And that's
if
what
they
I'm
wanted
saying.
to.
So he
Cause I
linked
know
me.
all the heads.
Yeah,
I do. I've been
when it
cutting
come
their
to
hair
that
since they
Far
was
East,
this big.
yeah, he linked me with people
Yeah.
so I could say
Yeah.
that. Then
Yeah.
just like even through his shop, I just had a meeting today with one of the facilitators from New Beginnings, right? That came through
Yeah,
Good
I
Brother.
introduced
So what I'm
him.
saying, like a lot of people go through there, but he always tell me like, man, you gonna get blessed.
Yeah, I tell him.
And I
every
tell
time.
him, I said, nah, man, we all do our part,
Right.
right? So he kind of remind me of me in that sense to where when you doing stuff, you really don't even see
What you doing?
occur what you got coming. Yeah, you just know that you doing it. So that's why every time because he tell me all the time, man, you gonna get blessed. And I be like, in my mind, like, you doing your part, bro. Like, you doing the same thing. Because
I'm doing.
you don't even understand how, you what they say, you look good, you
Feel
dress
good.
good, you feel good.
Yeah.
Man, some of these little dudes' stories just so crazy. Like, and I ain't gonna say one of my fella's name, but he cut his hair, and then Good Brother cutting my hair, and he like, man, is he okay? I'm like, that's him being happy. Remember, he cut my little guy hair. He walked all through the barbershop,
On the phone. Yeah, he did.
IG live, and to the point where in the barbershop they like, man, what's up with him? And I'm like, nah,
He
that's
feeling
him
good.
being happy.
He
I
feeling
said,
good.
'cause
Yeah, you
don't
if,
get the
if you
feeling,
didn't do
yeah.
that for him, he'd be sitting right there
Quiet.
looking crazy and quiet. He won't talk, head down.
Because I
and
did
you'll be
ask, was he
wondering.
okay? Because he was just like, man, what's wrong with that little boy?
Man, I appreciate
Yeah.
that, man. That's good, man. But where do you, how do you get to the youngsters? How do you vibe
I talk
with
to them in their language,
Okay,
like just like they talk.
because a lot of brothers
I'm not scared
One.
of them, bro.
that
that's the problem.
that's where I'm
Yeah.
And that's
nah,
that's
nah,
another
I'm not-
reason
I'm
I
not
mess
scared
with
of
him
none of
because
them
we
little
tag
rascals.
team him.
Bro.
Yeah.
So just like how we were doing, like I give Good Brother heads up, but here go the thing. Just like how our story be, it throw him off when we pull up, and I'm like, yeah, this my dude gonna cut your hair. You feel me? He had 30 when he was your age. He had what? A lot of
30,
times they be thinking he gonna be.
Super big.
Then they go in there and he be like, "Ah, what's up, Mister? Have a seat." Then he nailing them. Then I be like, that's a $45, $50 haircut.
Yeah.
So then that be making them. They act like they paid for it when they tell everybody else, look, then everywhere. But in the process, they not knowing. Me and him automatically start a conversation. So we be showing them. Our whole goal when we be talking is to show them how grown men communicate
Right.
back and
Yeah.
forth
Right.
without no dissing. But then
right.
we still start dropping the jewels about
Right.
how I was in prison,
Prison,
this much
yeah.
time.
What led us
Did
there?
you know about this? Yeah, so when I'm saying over and over, like, it's almost like how our interviews be. But now, you know how we, like how now it's just so fluent. Like soon as we all meet up, and it's fluent. That's how it is with me and bro, to where it used to be, I'll be like, hey, he got it kind of rough. Let's try to hit it. Nah, we don't do none of that. It's all unscripted. It's just like, man, let's just give them good
Now that I
conversations.
know what we got to do, yeah, for sure.
And a lot of and it work. You see what I'm saying? It worked.
See, and I appreciate you giving that game up because a lot of brothers, right, they want to do y'all type of work, but they don't know how to.
Or you know where to get started.
Or don't have the heart to. Because it's I done heard this even coming right before I came home. I don't want to fuck with them little niggas.
Yeah, I saw you here.
You know what I mean?
I'm not doing that.
It's we need to stop, and I'm asking.
We
us,
used to
we
be
need
them.
to stop. We need to stop doing that, separating ourselves from them, and understand they are us.
The
We
thing-
failed them. They didn't fail us.
The thing is,
Nah, you're 100% right on that, though.
that's the thing. Me and bro had a conversation about. All of us sitting in this room, we birthed this generation, and we gotta understand our part in it. You know what I'm saying? Whether we like it or not,
Whether we like it or not, for
we
sure.
birthed this generation. That's where we at. If you think about it, that's where the kids is at.
I think our generation is a split generation because you had some, right, that still had the OGs, but then you had some that raised themselves or they looked up. Like I'm a product of where I had dudes my age looking up to me. Like we was on an even keel. I'm not saying like leader type stuff, but I'm saying is I had access to the OGs.
Yeah.
Me and some of us did, but then a lot of them didn't.
Mm-hmm.
But what that mean? If you hear something you don't like, what happened? So if you telling me something I don't like, and I got an opinion on it, I'm about to go give him the false opinion. So now I done help misguide these dudes, and I call it youngsters raising youngsters because I should go to my friends quicker than I went to my father or anybody.
Yeah, it's
Because-
worse. It's
because
worse,
I had
worse now.
Because I had an opinion, and I ain't want you to shoot my opinion down because I feel like I'm right.
Yeah.
Ain't nothing like you 15, 16, and I hate to say it like, but you getting some pussy, right? You smelling yourself.
Smelling yourself.
You done made a couple dollars.
Your chest is out.
Even though it ain't the most, but you.
You feel
Hey,
yourself.
So last thing I need is somebody shooting me down, right? And I think we come from a generation of where nobody listened either. Nobody listened to me growing up. They told me what to do. My mom used to say, "Kids is to be seen, not heard."
For
I don't
sure.
fuck about your opinion. And anytime I said something, you ain't my father. What the fuck you talking about, boy? I said,
Yeah.
and I wasn't gonna dare do it with my daddy. You know what I'm saying? He straight thing. I ain't even finna make this attempt. I know that ain't gonna go right. I'm gonna touch everything in the house. You see what I'm saying? So you ain't even getting no type of none of that. And then I might, but I don't know what your day like. And my grandma, game. Like, you see what I'm saying? My grandma had game, so she just gonna give it to you. But my opinion never was. So then, mind you now, our generation split. Some people know something. We misleading this generation. Then I call them the baller kids. What happened? Everybody went to jail.
Yeah.
Everybody go to jail. Now your son way out here somewhere speaking a language they don't get. You know what I mean? And then what? You gonna be doing what you doing.
Our kids grew up out north. I
Yeah,
kept an out north address for my daughter.
And to me, that's just how I look at it, man. Because y'all done been to prison. Look how many people was in prison with kids for time.
For time.
Who
Some-
molded your
some
kids
still in there
when
right
you was
now.
gone? Because usually people like the same type. So I found out when you gone, the stepfather probably gonna be kind of
Just like
same
you.
as you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you a straight thing, why she gonna bring a buster in the house? You know what I'm saying?
It'll be hard to
It
deal
kind of
with.
don't make sense. So that's why I say when I say we did fail them, but a lot of it is just because of absentee.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's about absentee,
Yeah.
and that's the last. But I saw kids raising kids how it worked. Like some of my worst nightmares in life is about my friends that got entirely too much time based off of ideas that change in your mind, but you never get to tell them. People do stuff they think you would do. So anybody that was under you when you was wilding, they wilding too. Now imagine if they don't know a good brother right now, well spoken, cut everybody hair, this and this and that. They still doing stuff that they think you would do. And in my case, some people got a lot of time because of that. Because I ain't gonna listen to the people that was in my life that did tell me something. So I come over here complaining, giving you an idea, and they don't want to touch you. Why? Because we was the ones who start bringing the outsiders around.
Yeah.
And that's how it was with us. Man, he ain't from over here. Why y'all? So we bringing out these outsiders. They like, keep them over there. Shit, them y'all dudes. So it's multi-layered.
Hey, that's powerful because I never thought about it in that way. Like, you know, we was talking about your OGs, and one day we gonna get my OG and my big cousin. You know, he's from Brightwood, and when he got locked up, when he went to go do his Fed time, that's how I ran my life. Is what would Cuz do in this situation? How would he move? And I don't even know about the internal changes he making in the penitentiary. I don't know what he got going on in the feds, but he raised me. So what he taught me is what I'm on.
Right.
What I remember him is what I'm on.
Right.
If he led me in the wrong way, I'd have been going the wrong way.
Right.
Just good thing he was righteous in the beginning.
Right.
Let me ask you this, and I've never even asked bro this question, but what do you feel? Because y'all both mingling more deeper than the average.
Man.
What do y'all feel would take to stop all this nonsense that's going on? What do you think is too far gone, or do you think that we could actually grab it and nip it in the bud?
Because we talk about this all the time in the barbershop. Like, how can we fix it? Keep doing what we doing. Keep planting the seeds. Because eventually, one or two of them that matter and that all of them look at gonna catch it.
Mm-hmm.
And if we plant the seed to the right one, the rest of them gonna follow suit. Because that's what they do.
Mm-hmm.
That's what they do, bro. They follow suit. We just got to get the right couple of ones that matter. And I think that'll change a lot of it. I don't know if it's going to fix it, but that'll change a lot of it.
It's slow it down.
It'll slow it down a whole lot, for sure.
No, I want to hear your point of view on that.
For me, like, I'm going with what the good brother said, but I also, to add to it, I think it's more like critical thinking, right? Like, this what I do. Like, I be looking for the influencers,
That's what I meant.
right?
Mm-hmm.
And then in the same breath, the critical thinking piece is, what is your purpose in this? Like, this what I ask a lot of them, and this how I've been getting some change out of some of them and getting some results, in my opinion. It's like, tell me your story. What's your involvement in this? So when you get some of them, these dudes draw a line in the sand, and then the loyalty come, right? But a lot of them so young, you got to figure out what they care about. Mm-hmm. Just think about beef that we done all had when we got older. It make you hesitate when you got something to lose.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So a lot of times, like for me, that's how I got over a lot of beef that I had. Me and dudes didn't have no discussions about it. You got kids now, I got kids now. We both see each other. We hesitating. That split second hesitancy on both ends is like, go on about your business. I'm going to go about mine. We do this enough. We ain't never talk it out. We just got a good understanding that, hey, we got shit going on. So with these dudes, right, I done formed a couple of truces amongst these dudes. And what you find out is they all used to be cool at some point. So I had to start figuring out who did something to somebody in your family or your close friend. Like, what's in here? And when they keep saying, "No, we just don't fuck with them," nah, that ain't good enough. So now I'm finna tell you what that's gonna look like, what that 60 ball gonna look like.
That's gonna turn into.
You see what I'm saying? So the ones,
and 60 ain't 60 no more.
you feel me?
That's 50
So
straight.
Yeah.
So this
You know
month,
what I
strategy.
mean? Like
The
we
ones,
the last-
And they taking all the programs out. So get that out
so
your
to
mind.
land the plane, the ones that's really got a reason to be out here killing something, lost a family member or something, right? I'm kind of that's too close. That's too rough around the edges, right? It's too soon. So I'm pulling everybody who really don't have no reason to be in it. That ain't to say that you ain't like that, but if nobody ain't killed nobody, or you really cool with a couple dudes on the other side, because that's what I be finding out. The line get drew, but these dudes still be cool with dudes on the other side.
Cousins.
You see what I'm saying? So,
Something, yeah.
man, let me show you how to critically think your way out the situation, man. Let me find some reasons. Let's get you active and busy doing something that's going to be positive in your life, dude,
Get you
because
booked and busy.
whatever they got going on going to get you handled. You know what I mean? And that seemed to work because a lot of them don't really want to be involved because, again, they be cool with people on the other side. It's easy to say we against them. Like, the last thing you want to say is, man, I don't have no problem with them, and you saying it to somebody
Who got a problem?
who really got a problem.
Yep.
So now they make you a target.
Yeah.
But if you got a job, right, you got a reason not to be around. That's my thing. If you got a job, you got a reason not to be. If I'm picking you up saying, let's go to this program, we can get you paid, that's a reason. So I just try to find a reason to get the ones who, because they tell me they really ain't got no smoke with such and such. Because they'll say, man, fuck them, they the outs, but I ain't really got no.
I ain't thinking about it.
I'd rather work with them. And the ones who really got their problem, like I told them, we done said it in your shop before. If they give y'all 60, how many times y'all gonna fight or stab each other before y'all both? Y'all ain't going nowhere. Y'all about to do this time in here. How many times can we fight before we say fuck it? And then, like we said, what?
Next
We
thing
know
you got-
enemies making slams
Yeah,
together.
sitting there eating together.
Because
right now.
life gonna make y'all come together when up north try to get on y'all heels.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So
All them areas.
And you know what's so crazy with you saying that, bro? It just snapped to me with you saying that. I done seen that 1,000 times.
Yeah.
Because, like, just like you alluding to, it's only so many joints. It's only so many times we gonna keep going to the hole. You know what I'm saying? And it becomes a thing of we end up respecting each other.
Yeah.
Like, cause now I'm just gonna put it out there. Now the penitentiary's ran by rats and fags.
Mm-hmm.
So now you see somebody that's like, damn, he really is. He all right. I can maybe build with him. You know what I'm saying? So that's crazy, bro. That you even.
Yeah, so
And it's
that's
real though.
But that's how we be coming at them.
Yeah,
So
it's
I
real,
think it
that's
got to
real.
be just a nonstop. You know what I'm saying?
Hitting 'em.
Stuff like this, stuff like what we doing.
I
Because,
was gonna say that.
because you're going against they favorite five. So I try to figure out who your favorite five is, right? Who your five is, what they bringing into your life, and if they ain't bringing nothing positive into your life, I'm pulling you away from it. Go on, get in this car, and then I'm gonna keep on giving you what's real. Like I said, I'm putting you on the phone with people in prison. I'm putting you on the phone with people that got cases.
Cause you keep on. That's where you going.
I'm putting you in front of people like us who done did time, who done flip. I'm putting you in front of people like us who ain't went and did a lot of time, but he done lost his son. Everybody can tell you how this feel on all angles. I think that's what nobody's doing with them. Y'all leaving, if you leave them to all just be together, again, kids raising kids is not a good thing.
It ain't.
But by necessity, they packing together, right? I see them. If I go pick up one or two, it's 5 or 6, 16, 17-year-olds. That's out of necessity. They making sure don't nobody catch them slipping. You less prone to come over here playing and you know all these little
No,
dudes
we
here
deep.
got to switch.
No, we did.
Man, I'm
Got
gonna
them
tell y'all
ARs.
something. I'm gonna tell y'all something, man. I think I might have said, cause I was on my way to get you. I see one of my little guys, right? I'm talking to him, but I noticed a little youngster. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He got something silly on him. Man, bro, I wanted to so bad holler at him.
You should.
But me being, I'm gonna just keep it G, youngster, and he had that, you know what I mean? He had an itchy on him, and it was prevalent, and you could tell he in it, man. But I wanted so badly to just holler at him. But my parole guidelines, my parole restrictions, like, man,
You don't know if he a felon. You don't know the guns. He can't be around and all that. Yeah,
you know what I mean? We just outside, and then as I'm leaving, I seen throw his hoodie on. I mean, he wearing a tech suit, right? So he's like 2-3 miles up while I was talking to bro. So when we get right by the bypass, I done drove all the way up there by on 38th in Lafayette, right?
Mm-hmm.
I seen put his before he crosses the street. I'm like, man,
Hot as hell outside.
hot as hell. I mean, I want to
That's
talk
how they
to him,
move.
but I want I just can't. Like that be my situation, man. You know what I'm saying? But good brother, man.
Now, but Nutt said something that was prevalent though. That's the reason why we do this. You know, we want to put y'all story. I think everybody's story in here is important because they pick up from that story and then where y'all at now, and they respect it. They see that where y'all coming from is a place of genuine honesty, and y'all been through something that y'all don't want them to go through the same thing. Mm-hmm. And hopefully they learn from y'all mistakes and don't go down the same road, man. I always appreciate anybody who comes in here and gives their story like that, man. We appreciate that. We appreciate you actually telling where your trauma came from, because I think that's a poignant point too, man. That first background story, don't know that be the seed that was planted, that kick-started your whole thing. And maybe some of these young brothers that's watching this episode can think back in their mind and see where that trauma hit them at. You know what I mean? So I appreciate that, man.
Yes, sir.
Straight up.
Yes, sir.
So closing out, is there anything you want to leave us with?
You got Instagram. You want to let them know where you
Instagram,
at. Your barbershop. Anything.
No, just the barbershop address. 2915 German Church.
Yes, sir.
Second chance.
Second Chance
2915.
Barbershop. Yes,
it's gonna come up on the screen. Y'all know how I get out.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Appreciate you, good brother.
Yes, sir. Anytime. Anything
About
I
My
can do
Money
to help, sir.
TV,
Yes, sir. Sure.
Barz2Brickz.
I know.
Appreciate you.
Yes, sir.
Good brother.
Yes, sir.
Peace.
Yes,
And
sir.
we
Bruh.
out.
Bruh. Hey, man. We here. We ain't have to kill nobody. We ain't robbing nobody. We ain't lying. We ain't fucked up our work.